America is regarded as a country with a ravenous appetite for consumption. Today, a widespread fondness for pharmaceuticals has turned the U.S. into a nation of pill poppers.
Bipolar depression doesn't have to consume you. Here's me, and here's my depression.
You know when you feel the weight of sadness. You may feel exhausted, hopeless, and anxious.
According to the U.S. government, antidepressant use among Americans has increased nearly 400% in the past 2 decades. Published reports find that 1 in 5 adults take at least one drug for mental health disorders. With over $14 billion in annual sales, antipsychotics remain America's top-selling therapeutic class of prescription drugs.
This is a medical journal.
Dr. Harriet Fraud believes Big Pharma has manufactured a climate of insanity by manipulating and even creating illness for capital gain.
The advertising strategy is to have vague diagnoses and then find wiggle room so that they apply to everybody.
Prescription Nexium.
The U.S. is the only Western country that allows direct-to-consumer advertising of prescription drugs. This ad for attention deficit hyperactive disorder warns that untreated patients will likely end up divorced. And this commercial for Zoloft promises to make you happier, but
side effects may include dry mouth, insomnia, sexual side effects, diarrhea, nausea, and sleepiness.
Critics also say Big Pharma uses its financial muscle to ply doctors with gifts, cash kickbacks, and research funding in exchange for endorsing or prescribing the latest and most lucrative drugs.
What you have is a whole network of doctors who are hustling these drugs. If a patient comes in with a knee injury and says, "Ugh, I'm so sad." "Oh, are you depressed? Hey, write a prescription." They're given out like M&Ms.
Last year, prescription drug abuse became the #1 cause of accidental death, with more than 30,000 Americans overdosing.
It can consume you.
Seroquel, a bipolar medication, generated $4.4 billion in sales last year. Listing all its side effects requires 49 seconds of airtime.
High blood sugar has been reported with Seroquel XR and medicines like it, and in extreme cases can lead to coma or death.
The number of children consuming antipsychotic medication doubled in the past decade. Millions of American adolescents are taking drugs like Adderall, doled out by doctors to treat hyperactivity.
All these drugs are very, very similar to illicit or illegal drugs, except more dangerous. Marijuana is a little safer. But kids have no choice. I mean, and they're being forced on these by doctors, who are telling parents this is the best thing for them, when often it's not. And so you're going to have a lot of angry, resentful kids growing up in America here. That's already happening because of this.
Pfizer, America's most profitable pharmaceutical company, makes antidepressants not only for people, but also for animals. In 2009, the pharma giant paid $2.3 billion to settle civil and criminal allegations over illegally marketing one of its drugs. It was the largest healthcare fraud settlement and criminal fine to ever been paid by a U.S. drug company. That being said, the money reportedly amounted to less than 3 weeks' worth of Pfizer drug sales.
The money is so huge that the fines are immaterial, and they're not thinking about the social effects of what they're doing. They're thinking about the profits they accrue.
The pharmaceutical industry remains the most profitable business in the U.S. More success and financial gain for the companies will always remain possible as long as more Americans are encouraged to take drugs. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.